Us being here right now with you is an extremely thrilling culmination of 12 months of being in touch with and knowing Oribe. And like many good stories nowadays, this love story started with an Instagram DM asking us to hop on the phone and talk about potentially collaborating. I'm Hopi Stockman.
And I'm Lily Stockman, and we're sisters, and we have a textile company and design studio called Black Shop Textiles, based here on the east side of Los Angeles and in Jaipur, India. Hopi and I are the two oldest of four sisters, and we grew up on a little farm in New Jersey, and we were always making elaborate set designs and costumes for our dogs and putting on plays. And it was always our dream to do something on a bigger scale like that as sisters when we grew up.
We started Block Shop from a place of passion. Lily had moved to India to study Indian miniature painting and traditional textile work. And through her research, got to know a family of block printers whose craft stretches back over 5 generations. And they started working together on these large, oversized geometric patterns. She would Skype me late at night and she would show me these beautiful compositions that she was thinking of as wall art. And that's when we solidified our first design. And that's what we started our business with, were oversized geometric scarves.
Hopi and I do all of our designing together. We have a shared sister brain. We put our screens down. We really try to go straight to source material. So taking a walk down Broadway in downtown LA, looking at the Art Deco architecture, going to the flower market first thing in the morning in Jaipur, taking in color and composition. Then we sit down with our sketchbooks and we pass them back and forth. And maybe out of a couple hours of work, we'll come up with one design that we both can agree on. And we email our team in India. That's printed out and traced onto a piece of sisal wood, which is a hardwood native to Rajasthan. And all of our blocks are carved by hand into this wood. So each design looks so perfect. If you look really closely, you can kind of see the wood grain.
And the block carving is totally its own art form. You can think of it as wooden stamps that take about 2 weeks to carve each one. So the next step of the process is paper making.
All of our paper is made from upcycled cotton scraps that come from the surrounding textile industry in Jaipur. And the cotton is pulped and then soaked in water for 24 hours and then scooped into these wooden framed screens and then pressed with cheesecloth and then hung up on endless clotheslines. And it's so beautiful seeing the paper with the raw deckled edge in the wind. And so it's essentially a textile surface.
Printing happens inside of printers' homes where the workshop is usually on the second floor and the family lives on the first floor. And the entire cottage industry is truly based around the ebbs and flows of family life. And that means that sampling and prototyping require your human eyeballs there in person to mix the colors by hand, to figure out the registration of the designs by hand. And it's something that Lily and I love because there's a really collaborative aspect of being there in person and working with artists to get the designs and the colors just right. This is, without a doubt, the most beautiful work we've ever created as a company. Oribe encouraged us to work with our process, but also pushed us out of our comfort zone to work with colored pigment for the first time. And it was something that we were a little afraid of because we're so used to working with super graphic black ink on white paper.
We were looking at this kind of desert palette of ochres and a beautiful deep rusty kind of desert red and a deep indigo. And we were thinking about hair and movement and the energy of the packaging on the silhouettes and how best to take our aesthetic and design language and make it really sing for what these products were.
We spent a couple of days designing and sketching with pencils and pen, and then we painted things in. We got to 4 that we all absolutely love, and from there, the prints were made.
We had these flat prints, these 2-dimensional images on this beautiful handmade paper, and then there was this moment of trust where we gave them off to the packaging team, and it was up to them to then manipulate and translate them into the final iteration, which was 3-dimensional packaging.
And it was a really cool challenge to design something flat that we knew would ultimately become 3-dimensional. So thinking about how shapes would wrap, it was the first time we'd really thought of that. What do we want people to feel when they see our packaging and when they see this artwork? What we set out to do in our own really specific way is bring joy into people's lives and into their homes. We are colorists at heart, and so we believe that color actually has therapeutic properties. And the combinations of colors that spoke to us and to the packaging team really evoke joy. So these designs are about bringing a sense of calm, but also a sense of energy, and we want them to uplift you and make you feel good.